All right, so what about the situation where you have alcohol and you just have strong acid? So let's say, and particular types of strong acid are important here. So let's say you have H3PO4 or H2NO4 or H2SO4, NO3. Right? The strong acids, not HBr, not HCl, not HI. Right? The strong acids that have those really stable conjugate bases. Those, right? Because notice what's going to happen here is with H2SO4, which of course you guys all know how to draw the structure for. When you lose an H, you're not making something like a Cl minus or a Br minus, are you? You're making something that has a lot of resonance stabilization. So none of these, once they react, unlike something like HBr, when it reacts, you're gonna have H plus and Br minus. When this dissociates, I guess I'd say, you have H plus, O minus, and this. And that's the same for these as well. Look at the difference here. Br minus and this counterion. Obviously, this isn't as reactive because it has that resonance. So this is never a good nucleophile, whereas this can be a good nucleophile. So depending on which acid you pick, you can or cannot get some of these substitutions to take place. So instead of doing substitution, what are you going to do? You're going to do eliminations, right? So what's going to happen here is this alcohol is still going to get activated in a sense, right? But you're going to do an E1 or E2 reaction instead. Probably an E1 because this is not a very strong reactive base. Whereas with HBr, if this was the situation with HBr, then you probably do an SM1 or SN2 because this is secondary alcohol, you might have a mixture of both, right? So if you just have acid around and not a nucleophile at all, then it won't work. Now, if I add it in here, if I use this and then I added in NaBr minus, Na plus, Br minus, that salt, that changes things now, right? Now I've added a nucleophile into the system. Now I can do substitutions. But if it's just this or just this or this, you can't do a substitution. There's no nucleophile around. There's only really weak bases. So the product, in the cases where there are no nucleophiles around, will just be elimination.